This is kind of a response to Danny's one of or a few of Danny's recent videos, and it's not well thought out. Shooting from the hip here, but he's talking about the meditation, and yeah, I totally agree with him. How the concept of meditation and prayer too, if you think about it, was like the will to numbness. You know, such concepts were set up for the weaker type, the will to nothingness, the ones that despise life. Um, I've often had, because I do energized meditation and other devices like Tantra work. I've just been now getting into the Tantra work from this book, this non-book, which I highly recommend for anyone that frequents my um, videos. But a lot of times when I do it, I've had the best meditation, and like you do like normal meditation after you do the techniques. I've had the best meditation while listening to Halong. I'll put a playlist in the description. It's like basically European tribal music, and it's real like primitive. And I remember especially with this one time I was doing in this park while listening to it. Not that I was sad or happy, just or like a mixture of both and more, but just like tears were just like calming down my eyes. There's just like all this emotion, and that's what is part of the power. But see, like for if you can believe history at all, the dogmas, Christianity, Judaism, um, Islam, that have infected everything, basically preach the will to nothingness while hiding it in sublime words. Like heaven, the real life. What makes you think that you'll be granted everlasting life if you're rejecting this one here? You know? And the concept of heaven, it's the diluted version. It's the will to nothingness. Um, his sun, I watched it this morning. The video about the sun changing is really interesting because yesterday when he posted it, I was like, time was going by freaking fast. Like yesterday seemed like 20 minutes. It's strange. And I took a bunch of naps. I was real tired for some reason. Maybe recouping. And like the night before, I had sent out a message. It's the second type of message I sent because I had noticed this primarily with my mother, which was the one that programmed me the most. Um, Let me back up. Like the past few years, like I said, I'm just shooting from the hip, just see how it comes out. The past few years, I had learned a lot, but one of the things is like there was an interference of my will. Like I couldn't go forward and do anything, like or put something together. I think part of it was being part of what brought that about was severe betrayal by everyone I knew, pretty much. Um, I was supposed to be a business partner in a marine towing and salvage company. I was with one of my best friends, and he freaking betrayed me. So I had this. I have evidence still of it, but I had this put together the evidence of the partnership agreed upon, and then when he came up with this stuff, he also started doing all this illegal stuff in front of me. So I gathered evidence of that too. And my girlfriend at the time was supposed to be helping me put this together for my lawyer, which was going to do it pro bono since we were high school friends. And she actually, come to find out, like right after the me working at the towing salvage company I was supposed to be partnership in, once that work was terminated, I'm like, all right, cool. Go put this last bits of this case together. Go to my lawyer, and then basically say, all right, settle. Give me 25% of the company's worth, or else we're going to court, which they would not want to do. And come to find out, not only did my business partner and my best friend screw me over, but it was like she was a spy. Like, now I think about it, like she had placed herself at a very specific day in my patrol route, which, like, it doesn't make any sense once I got to know her. And she had sabotaged all the evidence I put together. Like, she was supposed to be helping me, and she basically dismantled and disorganized all of it, and had hacked my phone, my computer. And then right after that, it was really strange. People were coming up to me saying that the Russian mob was pissed at me, and I better chill. And I was like, what the? I could go on for hours about this, but like when I had these like crazy situations, all my family members instantly chose the guy that screwed me over, his side, and told me I was wrong. And it was like a lot of confusion. It was kind of like, I think maybe part of why that happened was like, because like, how do you will to do something if like what you've just done and like everyone you've known betrays you? Just, it was like to like bring out the hurt or something like that. It's strange. I started learning a lot, but it feels like my will has returned. Like I can actually like, yeah, because I've always been like, no matter like what difficulty, and I still have been doing that too in a way, but like I would just trample over it, just freaking pow through it, right, if need be. And seems like it's returned, and I think a lot of it has to do with like recently I sent a message to my mother maybe 4 or 5 days ago, saying like how whenever you're around, I'm like, where I freeze up, like I don't do anything because I'm too afraid to move, because she'd always get on my fucking case about shit, and she's the one that like put the dogma bullshit within, which is basically you're never good enough. You should always feel empty. Say like your natural things like lust and all that shit, that's a sin. It's basically, now I'm trying to think about like the dogma. What it did is it came from a people, the Hebrews, that offer absolutely nothing. They don't. They're just takers. And it was like so they can acquire stuff, but they're never happy. They just complain. And if you look at like the system that's crumbling now, who got ahead the most was the complainers, like them, right? Who set up monetary system of the entire world, the more moral system through their dogma, Abrahamic religions, Hollywood. They were in control, and like the people like you've seen, you've worked with, like say managers, or whatever. If you really look at them, what are they doing? They don't do anything usually. They just complain. It's because it was set up for the people that like actually have nothing to offer. They were accumulating everything. And one of the ways they did it was this concept of you always have to get the approval of some authority outside of yourself. And that could be like this one and only true God. The other gods had laughed themselves to death when the most ungodliest utterance came out of one of the newer gods, in which he said, "I am the one and only God." This made the other gods laugh themselves to death, as they said, "Isn't it not just divinity that there are gods, but no God?" God, the gods, where do they come from? They come from us, or at least ones like me. They're creations, same as the demons, whether it be conscious creations or unconscious creations. We are the stars that everything's powered by. And when you get in like deep layers of yourself, you find the wavelength, and you can actually make things happen. You, so like the concept of the black hole sun, which would be on the other side of the flat Earth. It's a round flat Earth, two-sided flat Earth with a dome on each side. When you're bowing your head, close your eyes, or looking at your phone, that's the black sun. It's the same sun as this sun. On the other side of every black hole is a light hole. But you can connect from wavelengths within yourself and put what you want in the black sun, and then it gets projected here. And you can also, which I'm going to be doing more of, improve yourself and also start to get the parasites off. Which the parasites is like programs or like entities that are like running certain people, almost to the extent that they might actually be certain people. The highest beings often rise, but they often have like the most parasites on them because they feed the most parasites, the highest being. And so recently, with the mother thing, like I said, I know I don't consent to this because it's like people like that they use their discontent, their complaining, and false concepts to have terrorized people like us. There is no truth. The concept of truth is false. The will to truth is from the lack of the will to create. I recreate myself now, and I with this message with her, and with this other guy. Not last night, but the night before, I had sent this message out. I've noticed for a while, but then it was like really blatant because I wasn't. This guy I usually see every night. He's in a hangout spot that I go to pretty much every night, and also I get my life supplements from him usually. But like he's always got to get like real close, and it's like has been real obvious to me. Like he's got to get in my energy space, and then it's just like, and then like your good nature is used against you. It's just like you want to make people happy or whatever. But see, like, these type of people, they don't have anything in them. They need you to separate yourself and so they can inject their nothingness. Because that's what they pretty much are. They're nothing in you. So they can feed off you. It's a form of parasitism. And he was like, he does always try to touch me to some extent or whatever. But like, he's got to like bring his down to like, so I'm like trying to compensate, and then I'm all disoriented, and I wasn't getting like that, and he just like blew up trying to get me to get frazzled, and I was like, and then he's like, oh, you want me to just walk back to my car because we're walking on the beach? I'm like, fine, I don't care. And about an hour later though, like that energy, the entity like got on me, and I was like, all right, how to get rid of this? So I was listening to positive affirmations, and I was repeating the words being said in the positive affirmations. That helped a little bit. I took a shower. And so after a few hours, I was like, all right, this is fucked up. Because I don't consent to this fucking shit. Because it's a form of dividing, energy sapping. Who knows? Like, you know what? The more perhaps we try to figure it out, that's another method where they get into you too, because it's like, what is the truth behind that? And it's like, perhaps it's just like a bait and switch to nowhere. You'll never find it. And instead of trying to find the truth, you should just be creating. So anyways, I sent a message that I had never consented. I did not consent, nor had I ever consented to his energy warping, getting onto me, and energy vampirism. And I also put in the message too, is this some sort of homosexual magic, like a form of dominance or something? There's other reasons why I put that in there too. It's interesting. So yesterday, like I said, like the whole day like went by real quick, and I had taken a lot of naps. It's strange. See how today is or whatever. And I saw the Danny had put some. I didn't even see the sun yesterday. So it's just a rambling. Also, not last night, but the night before, I had the situation with that guy where it's like real apparent. Levette, quantum conscience, recommended the astrologer Levette. She's got some good stuff. A lot of stuff I do not agree with her on at all. Like you have to have a broken and contrite heart to get to the kingdom of heaven. No, there's many ways. And if that's the only way and she knows it, how come she's not currently in it? Excuses. You have your way, I have my way. As far as the way, it does not exist. That's the whole thing, like what the Christ character was actually saying. I am the way, the truth, and the light. The way is to go against, be the adversary of the established system, which would be like, say, the church, or like now the government, right? So many people like have left the church and they're not follow the government, or science, right? What they call science. Oh, so one of the things Levette, which I did try out, is say if someone's secretly gay, if you the gay pride flag, if you reverse it, that's the colors of the chakra. If you have it on you, then like the chakra system, often it pisses off people that are homosexual, including quietly homosexual. And I've tested this out, and it does seem definitely to be true. So if you wear something like this, right? So anyways, I had this under my shirt, which the swastika, because they taught you to hate it, that that it's good for you, pretty much. Yeah, just go the opposite route. So like, and then I have the signs of Saturn right there. I had this just underneath my shirt, and I think that's part of the reason why he like just blew up. Swastika is made by the Big Dipper, the Holy Grail, going around the only star that doesn't move, which is the North Star, which would be the center. That's why I had the swastika in the center of the chakra system. So you might want to make one of those too. So I just felt like I should make this rambling video. Ramble.